What one minor change to the human body would be a game changer? Separating the food and air intakes. Can we separate the waste management site from the funfair too while we're at it? The junkyard is where the real fun is at LOL. As Charlie would say. That sweet, sweet trash. Yes, yes. Why does the funfair as a girl so easily have waste management issues? What horrible design. Don't let the stuff coming out of these things intermingle at all. And we're putting them an inch apart. And one is a volcano that goes off at will. Or with exposure to cheese and spicy food. May the odds be forever in your favor. I never really thought about it, but it is nice that my urethra and my butthole are several inches apart. You have no idea how nice. Having three things that close are ticking time bombs of bacteria. I can only be thankful they didn't design my nostrils on the middle of it. Small victories. This is why it would suck to be a starfish. Turning your period on and off depending on whether you want to get pregnant or not. Or even just let me ketchup packet it out of myself. Get it over within a few minutes instead of a week of feeling grody. Ketchup packet it out of myself. Disgusting and hilarious. Honestly, I'm very shocked humans didn't evolve out of having blood run out of them every month. How did that not attract predators and such in hunter/gatherer times? The alternative is going into heat every once in a while, like a ton of other mammals do. Instead of going through a constant cycle of ovulation, women would be in season for a short window once every year. But during that window, they'd be super fucking horny the whole time. So there are trade-offs. The human uterus constantly prepping itself to have a baby makes pregnancy more likely all year long, which would be an evolutionary advantage. There's plenty of evidence to suggest that humans were once a species struggling to survive. We were being preyed on and ravaged by diseases and natural disasters all the time. In the distant past, scientists estimate that humanity at one point experienced a population bottleneck where our numbers dropped to only a few thousand before bouncing back. Despite how different we may look, all of us are actually really genetically similar to each other for this reason. Conscious metabolic adjustment. We wouldn't even need that. Just a certain limit to body fat acquisition. Like after 100,000 calories stored as fat, the body will stop it. As it is right now, there is no mechanism which will ever stop your body from adding fat if some basic requirements are met. Elevated insulin plus calorie surplus, that's really all it takes. All that fat is just stored calories for bad times. Nature wants you as fat as possible, all the time, and there's no limit to it. Your body will never, ever think I'm fat enough now. Kinda crazy if you think about it. So true. We live in a world of excess, but our bodies evolved in a world of scarcity. I wonder how many generations it will take us to adapt. It won't unless we go back to the Stone Age. Natural selection is not a thing anymore because of modern medicine and availability of food. Or even just an instinctive focus on maintaining a healthy weight range instead of the primal urge to eat sugars and fats lest we not survive the winter. That's called discipline, and my love of pastries is very sad about it. I mean, like our bodies would turn off the endorphins we get from eating high-calorie foods and switch them to low-calorie foods. No conscious thought required, just I'm feeling kind of down. I deserve a little treat. But instead of a cupcake you instinctively crave celery. Being able to control neurotransmitters flow would basically turn us into demigods. Or just lock everyone on their couch junking on endogen dopamine. They aren't saying we'd be able to consciously change our neurotransmitters. They're saying we'd automatically feel less hungry when we're putting on weight, just like how we want to drink water when we're thirsty or go to sleep when we're tired. Evolution didn't program in a "you're accumulating too many calories" protocol because it wasn't an issue until relatively recently on an evolutionary scale. No more period cramps. What the hell is even the point of period cramps? It doesn't protect anything. It doesn't specifically trigger anything. It is one of the most pointless functions the human body has. To this day I haven't found anybody that could explain to me why they exist, let alone what advantage they provide. Fucking stupid waste of resources. It stems from the muscles having to work to push out the uterine lining that it doesn't need anymore. They're contractions, but some have both A, varying pain tolerances, and B, harsher contractions for a variety of reasons that could be hormonal, body structure, thickness of the lining, bleeding disorders, scarring/endometriosis/infections, etc. I actually saw a great explanation of all this a while back. Basically, human fetuses act like aggressive parasites in the womb. The uterine lining exists to keep the placenta from embedding in the uterine wall, where it could more easily divert more blood and nutrients. Placenta aggression and thickness of uterine lining are basically an arms race, and that thickness is why human menstruation is so awful. Evolutionarily, menstruation's mostly just a cheap way for the body to automatically abort non-viable pregnancies, 'cause it's way better to periodically shed a uterine lining with an embryo embedded in it than it is to deal with a pregnancy that's going to fail halfway through. Most mammals don't have a thick enough lining that their body can't just reabsorb it, and most mammals have the goal of spending as much of their fertile time pregnant as possible. Humans are just a perfect storm for nightmare periods, basically. If human uterus was capable of terminating pregnancy on command like mice. Edit, even if there is no other animal exactly capable of that, then I wish simply that in some way, the fetus goes away at the host's will. More like rabbits and tends to be environmentally driven. But quite a few animals can absorb the fetus if something wrong with it or the conditions won't sustain it. From the MSD manual. Pregnancy lasts about 31 to 33 days. Does with a small litter, usually 4 or fewer kits, seem to have longer pregnancies than those that produce larger litters. If a doe has not given birth by day 32 of her pregnancy, your veterinarian may induce labor, otherwise, a dead litter may be delivered sometime after day 34. Occasionally, pregnant does abort or reabsorb the fetuses because of nutritional deficiencies or disease. But yes, just checked in cats can do too. Humans to an extent already do if conditions not perfect for baby, you get early stage miscarriage in up to 20% of fertilized fetuses. I can find nothing on Google about cats being able to do this. Have you a link to an article I can read, please? It's not true. They can miscarry like any other species though. If they have a miscarriage, they likely have a health issue that needs medical attention. There was someone who had a PhD in evolutionary biology and mentioned that normal mammalian pregnancy, as in, there are more mammals who when pregnant, are like despots. They are in control of their nutrient supply to the fetus. They reabsorb the eggs, early stages, or expel them anytime. One was mice, I think, the other example was some other animal I don't recall. I am sorry. I was wrong with the cat one, it was mice. They have to do it 9 times though. Please like and subscribe for more daily content. I publish new videos daily, otherwise please feel free to check out another video. Thanks for watching.